Okay, we need you to do your next forecast with your pinky in the air. Here's why.
Thanksgiving etiquette. To gracefully navigate the potential pitfalls during your family Thanksgiving dinner with tips to combat some of the bad behavior that you might encounter at the table.
Yeah, bad guest behavior. So we're live with etiquette and culture expert Sharon Schweitzer. How can we tactfully keep guests safe and civil during our Thanksgiving festivities? Thank you so much for being here with us. All right, give us your top tips for being etiquettely responsible for this holiday.
Well, my top tips would be, number one, make sure it's clear with the invitation whether guests are going to be vaccinated or not, so that both the hosts and the guests can take precautions. It's best to know the status before you arrive so you can avoid that awkwardness. Number two, make it really clear in terms of what the topics are going to be. Do you want to talk about controversial topics, or do you want to keep it clear that, hey, you know what we want to talk about are fun topics like Nobel Prize winners, sports, pets, fun, keep it light and laughter. What are those topics going to be? The other thing that really is helpful is to make it clear to all the guests, you know, these are the things that we're going to talk about at the table. These are the things that maybe you can talk about in private. Yeah. The other things that are really fun to do, or to have the kids make place cards if you're going to do a seating plan. That keeps it kind of light, keeps the levity going. If they do it with crayons, color markers, it's not so formal that way.
So you're saying instead of putting up a menu of what you're going to eat, put up a menu of topics that you're allowed to talk about. I like that. That's a pretty good one.
Or you could do both. You could have the menu and you could also have the topics. You could do both.
All right, Sharon, now to be honest, some of these big family events, it's more fun at the kids' table.
I mean, if I can put my
legs underneath the kids' table, sometimes that's where I want to hang out. Because the kids were having more fun. Sometimes somebody needs a roll, and you just toss it down at the edge of the table. Do you recommend any tossing food? I mean, is it okay if somebody's looking for a biscuit and there's only one available at the kids' table? Can I toss it gently over to the adult table?
You know, I have two responses for that. Number one, my husband and I love the kids' table. In fact, we have seated ourselves there at family reunions.
Yes.
Number two, there's a restaurant called the Throwed Rolls Restaurant where they actually toss the rolls back and forth from the servers to the patrons, and they catch them. So,
good old Midwest.
You know, if you're
there, you go.
That's right.
There you go. That means it is totally okay now to toss the roll. Don't throw the gravy. Don't throw a handful of potatoes, but you can toss that roll.
Well, I think it's interesting to talk about because some of these etiquette reminders also remind us to be kind of health conscious. You know, you definitely don't want to taste the mashed potatoes and then put your spoon back in and all that kind of stuff. Well, thank you so much for being here with us this morning. Really important reminders and really good advice for people. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you and all of your viewers.
Thank you. All right. That just be polite and be respectful, but have a good time. All right, coming up here at 8:22, the dreadful task.